Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow.
When you think back to pre-diagnosis, I remember at the time at work, I was always worried about kids, dinner, pickup, schedule, extracurricular activities, A plus. And then when I was at home, I was always like, okay, got to do this email, got to prep for this board meeting, got to do that. And I was just constantly missing being present in the time. And I really feel like that breast cancer diagnosis was my kupuna's way of saying, slap, 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 wake up, Diane. You are not in any given place. When you're at work, your mind is at home. When you're at home, your mind is at work. And they're never going to hit in the middle and be perfect. And it took a lot to realize that, but it was one of the best things that ever happened. Mind you, I caught it early. So 9 days from finding a lump, I had the diagnosis. I had the biopsy, the ultrasound diagnosis in my hand. I immediately took action. I didn't play it down like, oh, okay, it's nothing. I'll just wait next month, see if it's still there. I was like, oh no, my family history, I'm on it. And I think it saved me from doing full chemotherapy. It was stage 1 when I found it. I opted for bilateral mastectomy and it took me out. I remember not being able to lift my arms beyond 3 inches, thinking, holy crap, am I ever going to dance hula again? How am I ever going to dance hula again if I can't even lift my hand up? And it was just such a profound moment in my life. And I always tell this story with my kids because it helps lighten the moment and it also helps keep it real, keep it in check. And kids will always tell it like it is no matter what. We waited about 2 weeks to tell the kids. They were 3, 6, and 9 at the time. So we told my oldest first. And we said, Mom's sick. I'm going to have surgery where I can't use my arms. I can't lift anything. If we're going to keep everything as normal as possible. And my oldest is like, okay, so I got to do the dishes more. I can help out, Mom. I'll help out. I'll go to school. I'll do that. Okay, thank you. Okay, next, my 6-year-old, the feisty one. We tell her the diagnosis. And then she's like, do I still have to go to school? Yes, this is more about Mom. Dad's going to, we'll have help. We'll take you to school. And I can see her thinking, wheels are turning. She's like, can I still use the iPad? I was like, oh my gosh. Leave it to a kid to realize, what it helps. Okay, this is what's important in their life. I get it. And the youngest, I had to just tell her that I couldn't lift her. So she was 3. I was like, there's going to be a point where I can't carry you. She goes, okay, well, can I at least sit on your lap? Absolutely. So she would fall asleep on my lap because she knew that I couldn't hug, wrap my arms around her. But that whole, right from the 9, the 6, the 3-year-old, I was thinking you know what? They don't see cancer the way adults do. They're looking at their world, how it impacts their world. Yes, of course. But they have seen me go through cancer as a hurdle, something that I overcame. Whereas I saw my grandparents in the hospital bed, right, after chemotherapy, unable to speak. And so I was kind of like, wow, our children can grow up in a world where cancer is the hurdle. It is not death. And that to me was holy cow, that's unreal. That's modern technology and science at its best. But it's also the lesson that was for me, slow it down, pump your brakes, Diane. And that's where I really learned how to say no. I want to do everything, right? Public health teaches us we are saving the world by what we do. And it taught me you got to say no sometimes. You have to be able to know your boundaries. And I can say no to things. Whereas before, I was saying yes. Yes, I'll make the cookies for school. Yes, I will be the parent chaperone. Yes, I'll do the board meeting. Yes, I will do the other departments' work for them. And that's what it taught me.
If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.